Well, good morning, Mad Rock Nation. Here we are, another Monday edition of the Mad Rock Morning Show, which of course means what? We got to play Yes or BS, a little fun time on a Monday morning. Now, remember how this works, okay? Just like whenever I do it on the air with Stan Smith or somebody from KXII, Yes or BS, I will give you a random fact, a random statement, and you have to decide whether it's true, which is yes, or if it's not true, which is BS. And I ask you, the Mad Rock Nation, to play along. In fact, here's how this works. So I posted this up as a comment here, just so you know. So when you play along with me for the yes or BS, here's what you do. When I give you the statement, type the question number, and then whether you think it's yes or BS in the comments. So here are examples, such as if you think the first statement I give you is BS, you say 1 BS, or 1 yes if you think it's true, and then so on, 2 yes or 2 BS, and then let me know whenever I'm done asking all 5 questions, when the game's over, how well you did. How many of the 5 questions did you get right? Did you get them all right? Did you get 1 or 2 of them right? I just want to know how you did. But you can follow along. And it doesn't matter whether you're watching this right now while I'm live on Monday morning or whether you're watching it later on Monday or even later in the week, and you still play along, because just remember that the comments you see on this live stream here, the people who post it may be wrong. So even if you see their comments, they could be wrong. You don't know. So why don't we go ahead and play? How about it? Yes or BS? All about random facts about the U.S. Postal Service. All right, so let's start. Number 1 here. The U.S. Post Office is older than the U.S. Constitution. Is that yes, or is that BS? Let's get that off of there for you and let you look at that. So the U.S. Post Office is older than the U.S. Constitution. Is that yes, or is that BS? Answer to that one, Mad Rock Nation. Yes, it's actually older than the United States itself. It was founded in 1775, a year before the U.S. declared independence from England, and the Constitution wasn't written until 1787. So go ahead and post those in the comments. Remember, as I ask the question, you just post 1 yes or 1 BS and play along with me, all right? Next up, question number 2. Less than 100 mailmen or mailwomen are attacked by dogs every year. What do you think? Yes or BS? Remember, type that either 2 yes or 2 BS. What do you think? Less than 100 mailmen or mailwomen are attacked by dogs every year. The answer to question number 2? BS. That old cliche actually has some truth behind it, though. Around 6,000 dog attacks are reported by mail carriers every single year. Last year, it was 5,803 dog attacks. That's crazy. All right, let's move on to number 3. Number 3, originally, people who received the letters from the post office had to pay for the postage. Yes or BS? What do you think, Mad Rock Nation? Answer to that one? Yes, it was an issue because a lot of people just refused to accept their mail, so they didn't have to pay the postage. So they flipped that to try to fix it, where prepaid stamps were introduced in 1847 to fix the problem. Because I can tell you, especially with like all the junk mail we get now, absolutely I would have refused to accept that. I'm glad they pay for it because I wouldn't. All right, number 4. Yes or BS? The first Postmaster General was Alexander Hamilton. What do you think, Mad Rock Nation? Is that a yes or is that a BS? Type number 4, either yes or 4 BS. What do you think? How about BS? Now, anyone who's seen Hamilton on Disney Plus, like my wife, who's I'm pretty sure watched it like 25 times already, knows that he did do a lot of things, but Ben Franklin was actually the first Postmaster General for the United States. All right, let's move on to the next one. Final one, number 5. If mail sorting machines can't read your handwriting, the letter is immediately returned to sender. What do you think, Mad Rock Nation? Is that yes or is that a BS? Just type 5 yes or 5 BS in the comments. What do you think? Answer to that one? BS. Before that happens, before it's sent back to you, a picture of that piece of mail is sent to a post office in Salt Lake City, where an actual person tries to decipher your horrible hand, or I guess in this it would be my horrible handwriting. I usually have to print something out because you can't read my handwriting. But it's called the Remote Encoding Center, and they deal with over 4 million images a day. Imagine that. 4 million horrible handwriting, you can't figure it out. Somebody has to figure out what it was you were trying to say before they send it back to you. And if I was that person, I seriously would write a nasty note. Learn how to write properly. I'm surprised I haven't gotten one of those. So there you go. There's all 5 of the questions, yes or BS, all just random facts about the United States Postal Service. So Mad Rock Nation, how did you do this morning? How many did you get right? Why don't you let me know? Post that in the comments. Did you get 3 right? Did you get 1 right? Did you get all 5 right? I'd like to know. So post those in the comments. And of course, next week, we'll play again. Yes or BS, always on Mondays, always around 8 o'clock, 8:10, 8:05, somewhere around there. Who knows what it'll be next week, all right? So yes or BS. And remember, even if you're watching this as a replay, you can still play along. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.